All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Delta High School. My name is Benjamin Johnson.
And I'm Laura Schnei.
Go ahead, tell them all about the team that we're here for.
So you're listening to KDHS LP 95.5 FM Delta Junction, the world's biggest little station. This is co-broadcasting with Hutchison High School, which we're from, Streams Team, and you can find us at kdhs.fm, hhsstreamteam.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. I'm Laura, as I said, and I'll be calling for Hutchison High School and Monroe High School with Mr. Johnson. Thank you for those who are watching us on live at KDHS FM or Facebook, and those listening on the radio.
And as well as to those that are tuned in on the hhsstreamteam.com website. We're basically everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Is what we're trying to do. While we get talking here, hopefully the back room, they're checking our audio levels. If you're hearing it being scratchy at home, we're working out the audio. It's kind of an integration of our two teams here. So if something that's not right, they're going to put a text number up on the screen. That text number is two things. One, if we're pronouncing somebody's name wrong, please text us. We like to get it right. If something's not right with the stream, you can text them. But the fun one, if everything's working out good and you just want to be a part of the action, you can text in your cheer to that number as well. So you'll see that number at the bottom of your screen here coming up soon. But while they're getting started, a little preview of the matchup that you have going on here. So Hutchison High School, the number 3 ranked team in the Aurora Conference. They played yesterday, played very well, looked strong against the Galena Hawks. Now they get to play into the winner's bracket, the number 2 team, the Monroe Rams. This is a crosstown rivalry game for sure. Hutchison, Monroe, each school about a couple hundred kids at it right across. They're both schools of choice, so the kids have chosen to go to Hutch or they go to Monroe, which is a private Catholic school. And so there's a lot of bad blood between these two teams. So there's some friends. They went to middle school together, and there's some enemies that played against each other for a long time. So you're seeing the starting lineups here. Not the starting lineups, but the rosters for each team. Looking down the Hutchison Hawks roster, actually let's do the Monroe roster since they're going to be on screen. What are you seeing, Laura, as far as height and maybe some of the seniors that are on their teams? Tell the teams or tell the fans at home what we got with Monroe.
I'm seeing, so we get height list on this, and I'm seeing 5'11" on here, which makes me nervous because I'm from Hutch, so kind of rooting for, whoever. But so 5'11", looks like they have a really good advantage for front, block or whatever they have to do. But I am seeing, I see a 6 foot, so that looks like it's going to be very advantage on their side, but yeah.
So there are definitely some height on the Monroe Rams, but what we didn't really talk about was the Hutchison Hawks. Now, we don't have their official heights listed, but Mandragon, she's tall.
She is tall.
She's a junior only, and she had a fantastic game against Elena. Alyssa Goforth, she's not super tall. She's tall, but she's also very springy, so she can really elevate. And then Bree Majors, who is the libero. You can see her on the left of your screen in that light blue color. She's the libero. She's both a defensive specialist and she's quite tall. So Hutch has some players. Certainly the height and length advantage is going to be in the way in Monroe, but we will see. I can say I've seen a lot of Hutchison volleyball games over this season, and they looked sharp yesterday. Now I haven't seen Monroe. This is their first game. They got to bye that first week, so we'll see what happens. So now you've been on some teams, you've been around some sports stuff. This last moments before a game, what are you usually feeling as a player?
Usually pretty nervous because, it feels like everything's riding on you. Even though you have your whole team around you, you just kind of feel like you have to own up to it and you have to, do the best you can. And sometimes the best that you can do at the moment isn't always the best. But you just got to know that, your team is there for you and, you just got to do your best. And that's always a worry because you don't know what your best is going to be. But
on that particular day, sure. The pressure goes up a little bit for some of our seniors that are out there now. The Hutchison Hawks only have one senior, Alyssa Goforth. She's playing in her last conference tournament. As I look down the list, Monroe, quite a little bit more senior heavy. You got number 1, Lesko is a senior. Number 3, Brianna, also a senior. Number 5, Madeline Leslie's a senior. Number 7, Marion Nelson is a senior, and number 10, Abigail Allen, a senior. So all of these players looking to extend their season. The top 2 teams from the Aurora Conference get to go on to the state tournament, get to play another week. The team that ends up third is going to end up the end of their volleyball season as if you are a senior, maybe the end of your career. So extra good luck to all the seniors out there. Good luck to both squads as final substitutions come in. And it looks like the Hutchison Hawks are going to start things off. And it's going to be number 5 there, Emily Wakefield, set to serve. Emily's also the setter, had herself a good game against Galena as well. So Emily to the back row. Bumped up nicely by Monroe, and a back row hit. Bree Majors on the other side up. They're going to go outside to Alyssa Goforth. Goforth puts a big hit on it. That ball goes high up into the lights and kind of comes down funkily into the net. And the first point's going to be for Alyssa. That's some really clean volleyball from both sides. A good dig by that back row player from Monroe.
Yes, definitely.
Kind of a short ceiling in here, Delta High.
Yeah.
All right, so now Monroe's going to try their outside hitter, number 9, off the fingers of tips of the block. So to Wayfield, she's going to go to the center. That's Jada. Jada over. Now a good chance for Monroe, and mistiming and misplacing her feet was number 6. That's Tia. Tia, 5'9" sophomore, didn't quite get her feet right, and ball rolls off of her fingertips. A second point for Hutchison High School. Wayfield just unable to get that thing over the net there. Comes up just a little bit short. I think she was trying to sneak one in there, didn't it look like?
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, you hit a couple hard ones to the back line, and then you kind of try to slap one just over the net. Not strong
Gotta throw them a curveball.
Got to mix things up. All right, set to serve here, number 6 then, Tia. We just called her little jump serve. That one had some pop to it. Wayfield, she's going to go back row. Bree Major's going to go free ball. Oh, and miscommunication. How critical is communication out there for volleyball? Oh, and
so
Bree Major's
important.
gonna go.
Every single time I play volleyball, it's just you always have to have communication. All the coaches are like, you got to talk, because if you don't talk, it's bad.
It's kind of a lot of players on a small court when you really think about it. Oh, as we'll get back to the action here.
Yeah.
Mishandled serve by the back row of Monroe High School. Just stuck one arm out there. Not a good pass, and that ball goes bouncing around. But there's a lot of players on the court, so there's a lot of that, you got it, I got it, so you got to talk out there. All right, so now Monroe trying to get their first really good spike, and it is a good spike, but a better block from Mandragon as she's in the middle there. A good block, and off they go.
And a serve from...
Start and stop of our stream here. So if you see things back out, just keep refreshing. We'll get it booted right back up. Having some YouTube issues. We'll keep calling it for those of you watching or listening, that is, on the radio. And Alyssa Goforth, another strong hit there, but bumped nicely by number 1. Now number 12 for Monroe will try again, blocked by Mandragon. I'm not sure if Mandragon or number 10, Grace Halbrook's getting their hands on it. But boy, good net play from the Hutchison Hawks.
Yeah, insanely good net play.
Key thing for your blockers that we were talking about last game, you got to get up early, get up and try to hang up there. And 2 good blocks from the Hutchison Hawks.
You got to be aware of what they're about to do. And Hutch seems to have that sense where they know when to block.
And as we see on the replay, Madeline Leslie trying to sneak one in there, and that one's going to go just out of bounds, so the ball stays with Hutchison High School. Bree Majors, there's 6 with the serve, 12. That ball is out, bumped up by Jada Russell. Then Alyssa Goforth. Goforth spins one down, but played nicely by 7. There, that time she got it through, did number 12. Number 12 is Madeline Muramoto, the 5'8" junior. Strong hit, goes through the hands of the blockers, and a good kill for the Monroe Rams. So set to serve here, number 5, Madeline Leslie. Leslie, one of the seniors on the team. Goforth in, we'll have to bump. We're going to look at a free ball for Monroe, see if they can capitalize, gain a little momentum of their own. They go Muramoto again. Played nicely on the back line by Hutch. Alyssa Goforth off the hands of the block. Boy. Talk about getting up and elevating, huh?
Yep. But again, Monroe has that height advantage, so they're probably pretty strong on their net play because...
We'll see. Goforth kind of she's a heads-up player, a big competitor. Sometimes she can get a little frazzled when she gets blocked, though.
Yeah.
We'll see if that comes to life here. Wayfield, she's going to go to the middle. Mandragon, boy, finds a spot on that one, huh? Think a little bit about the visuals here in the gym. Both these teams are traveling, so tell us about the lighting and some of the lines. You think it'd be an easy court to figure out if you were a new player? Or?
I feel like traveling just probably makes it more difficult because you're not in your, home base and you're not where you're most comfortable. So traveling is probably different, and the lines probably look different. Colors just, always offset you.
It's not quite like baseball where the ball flies a little bit differently, but it kind of is, and we see it even on that one right there as Alyssa Goforth's serve goes out of bounds. That at Hutch, it's just a different feel sometimes. It takes these girls a little while. Hutch maybe has the advantage on that, having played here yesterday.
Yeah, we did play yesterday, so.
But no problem on that serve for number 4, which is Pamela Nolt, as she goes right in front of a sprawling Bree Majors, unable to pass it, and that ball's out. Let's see if she goes back to try to find that little soft middle spot. This time she's a little more pop. Bree Majors handles that one fine. Jada Russell will send it over. Now we'll go middle, number 13 with the hit, and that's going to be just in that corner. Both teams doing a good job finding the corner. Chloe, you can see on the shot here, boom, just in right at the feet of the linesman. Good camera work by good camera work by Mr. Rodney Evans there, running your central camera. So Pamela Knoll set to serve here.
Her jump serves are really on point.
And Mandragon, here's a good opportunity for Hutch. And it's been a good run here as the Monroe Rams have now climbed right back in, 8-8. Things all tied up at the gym as Hutch kind of got out to an early lead there. For the Hutchison fans, you're looking for a kill here of this serve. They're going to go to Edgerly, and Edgerly sails it again. About half of this run has been great play from Monroe. The other half has been mistakes by the Hutchison Hawks. You cannot afford mistakes when you're playing a higher seeded team.
No.
So go forth then to Wayfield. Wayfield going to just send it right over, try to trick them out of one. Doesn't work. Mandragon then will bump it over. Free ball for Monroe, trying to extend that lead. Not this time. Now Wayfield. Wayfield will go out to Edgerly, trying that again. Blocked, but dug up nicely. Pushed into the back by Bree Majors. Ball sent into the middle, number 13. She's got to just kind of punch it over a little bit. Now they're going to go Mandragon again. Mandragon into the hands of the block, but in. Chloe got up and got her hands on it. And you see her look over with a little wry smile. She knew she was close to blocking that one.
Yep.
So Mandragon wins her own serve. And we'll go to the center to Chloe. Chloe with the big hit. How good does it feel after you have it? It wasn't necessarily a mistake that Chloe had. She just didn't get the better of it. And then she has a great play like that. As an athlete,
having a comeback like that, it just feels really great because you kind of redeem yourself and you're like, yep, I can do this.
Yeah. She looked over to her bench thinking, oh man, I'm so close, and you can almost see her take it out on the ball on that one. And so Hutch try to answer with a kill of their own. Here they go to Jada Russell, and Chloe now gets the better of that one.
Coming back.
You gotta be a little bit careful, I think, if you're Hutchison High School here. They've been setting it to the middle, and the middle also happens to be where Chloe is.
I think Monroe is starting to realize what Hutch's game plan is, and I think they're catching up on that. So
I think if you're Wayfield, you got to look for an outside set here, get away from that block of Chloe. Does here, the block by the other side. Now Russell blocks Chloe. Now pushed. Russell gets her hands on it again, dug by Mandragon. Edgerly, free ball over for Monroe. They're going to go to the center, back to Chloe, who's now got to fist it over, and that ball fisted out of bounds. Mandragon looked like she was reaching down for that one, as we see here on the replay. She reaches and then pulls her hands out. The ball just out of bounds. Good instant replays down there coming courtesy of Estelle Halbrooks, who's also the Stream Team Club co-president. So Talia to serve, beautiful little serve. Causes some trouble for Monroe. That's one of those unlucky ones there, isn't it?
Definitely.
The blocker gets her hands on the ball. If you're a Hutch fan, you'd almost be better off had the blocker not got their hands, because it kills the momentum. The ball ends up falling short of what was a otherwise well-set defense. Mandragon now to Wayfield. Wayfield will go to Russell in the middle, off net though. And into the middle. Oh, that communication from Monroe Rams.
Again, Monroe showing how much they need their communication on this court, because without it, the team never knows what's going to happen. With communication, that always helps. So.
All right, so ball underneath now. It's going to be Chloe in the middle, sends it long. Again, tipped by the Hutchison blockers, but that one's savable. Go for it, sets up big and sets up in. She's loving that cross-court shot.
Definitely.
Where they're setting her, she almost has to hit it there. She doesn't got a choice to go down line.
Almost looks as if her only option. Wayfield serving it over and getting a good serve.
And now Wayfield, let's see where she goes. She's going to go middle to Russell. Russell pushes it just out of bounds. And it's going to be a game. You get the feeling early on this is going to be back and forth.
Yes, this looks like a very back and forth game with a lot of intense activity, and the crowd you can feel the tension at certain moments.
And Bree Major, she can go outside and go forth in. Just have to push that one, but pushes it into a good spot in a little hole. They're hard to find against Monroe. They got good feet, but you found just a little hole in front of number 3, Brianna, as Goforth gets the kill, and they're 13-13. Russell now sends it long on the back row. A little bit messy on the passing there, so Hutch get a free ball. Bree Majors calls off. They're going to go to the middle. Mandragon rolls it off the net. Now a joust at the net, won by Mandragon. There's something a little telltale about that when you're going to have these back and forth games. When you get a little center ball like that, which big person's going to get up and win that battle, and Mandragon wins that battle at the net. The point for Hutch. And pushed over. Russell, kind of a tough pass. Ends up, Goforth's got to go left-handed. Now we're going to get free to Hutchison High School. And it's not going to be free, actually, as number 7 tries to spike it from kind of an off position. I think if you're Marion Nelson, you got to just bump that one over. So the missed hit, Hutch point. Better passing now from Monroe. Number 5 will hit it, but number 5 hits it a little bit long. Madeline Leslie a little long. And Coach Obermeyer, seen enough, sensing his girls a little bit out of sorts, decides to call a timeout. And that first timeout is going to give us a chance to tell you a little bit about this tournament. So give us a rundown. What's going on here?
Well, score so far 16-13, Hutchison winning. You can definitely tell that this is going to be a back and forth game. And honestly, I've been a little nervous for this game just because I know how well both teams have been doing lately. We've heard talk about both teams, and both teams are supposed to do really well, and whoever wins this game has to play against Valdez, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, at 6 o'clock
At 6 o'clock, yep. So that's also going to be a tight game because I watched Valdez, and they were doing a spot-on job. So this looks like, it's going to be a very interesting game, really fun one to watch, and a really fun one to play on because you get to watch all this happening. So
you can see, if you want to get on this action, you want to get your words on screen, you can see at the bottom of your screen, numbers 360-205-7905. You can text in your cheer, and we'll put it on the air for you. All right, so that was Russell set to serve. That ball played nicely. You get extra hits is what they called. Extra hits on the Monroe Rams there, so Russell's serve kind of caused him to run. And one too many for the Monroe Rams, an extra point for Hutchison High School. Russell then, ball back row, beautifully passed, set nicely, bumped by the Hawks, got to be sent over. Wayfield sends it over. Now back row hitter to the libero. She hit it in the net last time, does better with that one. Now we're going to go with Halbrooks. Halbrooks sets it over. Number 9 now hits it. Wayfield's got it. Bump set to Mandragon, in between Mandragon and Goforth, so they send it over free. Now we're going to go number 10, tries the other side left-handed. That's good. Wayfield to Mandragon. Mandragon into the blocker. It's a good block, but you're all good. Goforth now sends it over free. Big rally point here. Now they're going to go into the middle. That's Chloe. Chloe through the hands of the blockers, and Chloe gets it done. I'm sorry, that wasn't Chloe. That was Madeline Leslie. Both players tall and long, and the timeout works well for Obermeyer as they get the kill that he was wanting. I talked about Mandragon's play at the net earlier where she won that little individual battle. That felt like another one, a big long rally. Who's going to win? So one for Hutch, one for Monroe as far as these tough points go. They'll go forth, not a super easy hit there. So to the back row and too many hits that's the second time we've seen Monroe almost kind of, it's not like they're losing count, but they're the first pass goes to the front line. And then instead of setting it up, they kind of mishit it to the back line, and it just kind of gets squirrely on them. Kind of not typical of Monroe to see those kind of errors, especially in such close proximity.
Again,
that's not hit. No, that's interesting. I don't know if we have a replay of that. This ball looks like it went into the net. They said it was blocked, so they let Monroe hit it again. I thought from the replay it looked like it went in the net, but not the case anyways. And in basketball, they say the ball don't lie. And in volleyball, maybe a chance here that the ball didn't lie on that point, as the uncharacteristic, that is, serve out of bounds by the Monroe Rams. So go forth. A good server for Hutchison High School. Has a tendency at times to miss serves, though, but a good one here. And now Wayfield tough to the net. Mandragon with it. She pushes. And it's going to be a free ball over to Hutch. Mandragon gets it. Mandragon off the hands of the blockers. You know, I said Mandragon's name like 3 times there, but it was actually Wayfield that got the best of that play. As watch this ball off the hands, and it has to be Wayfield's quick reaction with the right hand back to Mandragon off the hands of the blockers. Good play for Hutchison High School, who now has gotten to 20. Backing out were the Hutchison Hawks back line, so able to put it right there in the middle was 13, and that's Chloe.
Yeah, Hutch seems to need to have their communication again, which they had for a while at the beginning of this game, but they seem to almost be losing it. Monroe's been doing pretty well with communication.
So Pamela Knoll now to set to serve, try to climb the Rams back in here. Bree Majors digs nicely. Mandragon's got to hustle over to get it, and she does just that. As sprawling out on the ground was number 1, Camille Lesko. Not able to get it, and at 21-16, Obermeyer wants another timeout. Sensing a little bit of game 1 urgency is Coach Obermeyer, knowing his girls. You know, high school volleyball in Alaska is, I think they call it rally point, which means no matter what, somebody scores each time. So when you get to that 20, I oftentimes talk about the race to 20. If you get to 20, boy, you got to play mistake-free if you're the other team.
20 almost seems as if it's a scary number, because 20 is just, you got to hurry if you're not at 20 and someone else is.
And so Monroe here or Hutchison here at 21, boy, one missed hit or bad communication, then they're at 22, and then it's game point, so you want that. All right, so we see our first text coming in. Again, you can see the number on the bottom of your screen. It's 360-205-7905. If you want to send in your text, you can send it into that number. We got one from the Rams fans there. Go Rams, way to go, girls. So we're trying to make you as interactive an experience as possible here. The Hutchison High School / Delta High School stream teams combining to bring you all of this action. Got some photographs being taken as well. I'm not sure if we're going to have the slideshow in between games for you or not, but we certainly will have some photographs up on the website by tonight for you to check out from all this fun action as well. All right, ball outside. Chloe trying to answer. Mandragon does well to get it. We're going to go to Edgerly. Edgerly pushes it over. We'll go back over to number 12. Muramoto sends it long. And you see Obermeyer kind of give his clipboard a little tap there. That's the mistake he said you couldn't handle. 22-16 now. Mandragon to serve.
The pressure is on for Monroe.
Oh, mistake again by the Monroe Rams. I can see why she let it go. That one looked like it was sailing.
Looked as if it was out.
It just paints the line. And so Mandragon with the ace to get him to 23, 2 away from stealing the early one here. And that ball spins off the hands of the sprawling Monroe Ram. We're going to have a chance to Russell. Russell, who's been a little bit quiet, is going to stay quiet as Chloe with the block. Chloe Maynard, another block for the 6-footer out there.
Chloe's getting her blocks in. She knows that she needs them if they're going to win this game.
Been a great number of them right there in the middle, right, though?
Definitely.
You got to think if you're a Hutchison coach, you got to be watching the rotation of the Rams, not going to the middle when it's there. And now you're going to get a ball out of bounds. Coach Obermeyer decides to step in on the action.
Decides he's going to play his turn.
That ball sailing out of bounds, and it's going to be game point for the Hutchison Hawks as the number 3 team trying to steal one from the number 2's team here early in game 1.
Feels as if you can almost feel the tension in the crowd for...
Oh, and a kind of a funky pass there.